The Pod Squad.
The Pod Squad.
The Pod Squad.
The Pod Squad. It's the Pod Squad. The Pod Squad.
Okay, the glare is not working either.
Mm-hmm. That's good right there. The poster's good.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
important thing is it doesn't hit my glasses and get in my eyes.
Yeah.
We know who he
I
is.
think you're okay now. I think it's much better than what it was.
Yeah, that didn't help. Okay, well, it is what it is. Sorry. You look great this morning. No, we didn't
It's
do
great
it.
now. I like it.
It looks good. It looks good.
All right. We'll go with that.
Ay. So, okay. Well, we know Victor had an interesting morning. How was everybody else this morning? How did your spring break go, guys?
Can you rub it in more?
I know it's already going to be over.
Yeah, don't you have another
Making us
week?
work on a last weekend before.
Oh God.
I got to see my dad, so I had a good.
And I had an awesome spring break because my daughter's here, and I sent her away on October the 5th because of COVID. So this is the first weekend she's been with me since then. So we've been having lots of fun and spending lots of time together and going out walking, hiking.
Yeah. Did y'all do anything during the week?
Well, yeah. Oh no, she just got here Thursday evening.
Oh, okay.
But yesterday, and this whatever we could, we went to the Office Depot because she likes to buy markers, and we may go to Target later today. And we've gone out different places. And I told you, whatever you want to do. You want to go to the park, feed the ducks. What do you want to do? And I'm just letting her do whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that she's here. So
Well, that's good. That's nice.
yeah.
What about you, Jose?
It went by too fast. Spring break went by too fast, and
Yep, I'm with him.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I've been working around the house, and then my car broke down and everything. So,
Oh no.
and now it's time to go back to work. Like, yay, yay, back to work. So now I'm counting down the days of summer,
Let's get this year over with.
Easter break, and then get the year over with. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I still got a week to go.
Boo.
2 weeks. Unfortunately, I don't get paid the way you guys do because I'm contract. But it's been a nice break. I'm not gonna complain too much.
Then you'll get your stimulus.
Yeah,
So you won't have to worry about
that's
working.
gonna help. That's gonna help a lot.
One of my friends already got hers.
What?
Yeah, a lot of people got it this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
I keep refreshing my bank app.
Yeah, I need to check my app and see.
Come
I
on.
may be there and I don't even know it. Wow. Yeah, spring break goes and comes and goes too quickly for most of us. But
No, the worst part is that we're losing an hour.
that's right. Tonight. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Susan.
Spring
Damn
break
farmers.
should've been this week.
A topic for debate, perhaps.
That means the days will be longer too, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's
Oh no!
what? You get to
I
do
knew it.
more.
Susan's a vampire. That's why.
She is. She's like, I don't want to go out.
It's that yellow thing in the sky.
Either a vampire or
When,
just like to sleep.
whenever whenever COVID is over. Oh my God, that mug, Mike.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. So I go through my daughter's cupboard, and it was
That's adorable, but it is
the
huge.
one.
That ear doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, I know.
drinking
You'll
this
poke
thing.
your eye trying to drink
Yeah.
coffee. So
That's
it was a
cute.
choice between that one. What was it? Crazy Plant Lady and
Crazy plant lady.
my daughter. Yeah, I guess.
Oh.
I guess it's hers. Maybe one of my granddaughters. I don't know. I'm guessing this might be one of my older granddaughters. I don't know. That was the choice. Well, I had several choices, and that's the one I picked.
I think you need to sneak it into your bag when you leave and with you.
It kind of fits the pop culture theme that we
Yeah,
tried to
yeah.
stick to, so that's my mug for
That's
the my
hilarious.
borrowed mug for the day. Yeah.
For those of you that aren't watching, just listening, he's got this huge Yoda, baby Yoda mug. Grogu. I'm sorry, it's Grogu now.
Grogu.
The Grogu.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what was I saying? I lost track.
Our weekends, our spring break.
Yeah, no, I started to say something else, but if it's important, it'll come back. If not, oh well. Okay, well, that's a good rundown of things that everybody's done over the week. So speaking of spring break, that's our topic. Our topic is our favorite things or our favorite memories of spring break, maybe some music that reminds us of spring break, or whatever, anything that is spring break related, I guess. I don't know. We kind of left it as a broad topic, but yeah, spring breaks are our topic today. Then we'll get into our close encounters of the celebrity kind after that, and then we'll have our in memoriam and our birthday segment. And we do want to say hello to everybody out there. Once again, just in case y'all don't know who we are, I'm Belinda. That's Mike. That's Jose.
No, well, yes, okay.
That's in this corner saying, wait a minute, is Victor. And then Kitty Cat over here is Susan. And we're just here to spend some time with y'all, and hopefully everybody's doing well out there. And we wish we could meet with everybody in person, but right now it's still a little, our numbers are going down, I noticed, which is really good. But we did meet, the United States met that 500,000 mark earlier, like last week. I think we're up to 5.25 million people who have passed from COVID. So we're definitely looking forward to the numbers going down now that the vaccine is becoming a little more widespread. I finally got my first shot.
Right.
Yay! So hopefully this will be over soon. But until we get the okay, keep wearing your masks, people. And just because you've had COVID doesn't mean that you can't get it again. You can contract it a second time. Excuse me for a second, because my allergies are driving me nuts. I need a Kleenex. Y'all can talk.
Mask.
Discuss.
Discuss amongst yourselves.
Next events.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Okay, take a sip.
Yeah. Take a sip of Yoda.
Pretty cool, right?
Were y'all coming up with a segment without me? Was that it?
The
Yeah,
severed head. The The severed Yoda head.
Aw.
Well, on the cases, I'm sorry, they're still high.
Well, they're still high,
lower,
but
but they're
considering where
high.
we were, I mean, it's, there's been a drop. It's just, that's why we need to continue, being vigilant.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's improving, going in the right
It's
direction.
improving somewhat. Yes, it's going in the right direction. But, that's why I'm saying, don't think that this is a time. It may be spring break for, some people still out there, and it's not the time to go partying and, gathering with large groups of people. And it's just not worth it right now. I did see on the news some spring breakers out on the beach, as always, partying, and these are college age kids. It's like, do you not learn anything in college? What are y'all doing out there? It's like, I just don't get it. I don't know.
I can remember being 20 years old and just feeling, I guess, for lack of a better term, a little invincible. You're just so full of life. You're striking out on your own as an adult around that time, and I mean, you just don't think that anything's going to happen to you. That you just,
I don't know.
You're going full force, robust into life, and that's just, you're full of energy, and a lot of people, that's their first time experiencing any independence from home, and they're living it.
That's true.
And for a pandemic to come in and interfere with that, oh my God, these kids just they're not going to allow it. They just feel like they're willing to take their chances. And
True. Yeah.
I think a lot of people.
Look at my face.
What, Susan?
Look at my face.
Look at your face. We can't see your face, remember?
Yeah, but the cat has attitude.
Oh, your kitty cat face. Oh, okay.
Whatever.
I was gonna say that cat looks kind of evil, a little.
He looks a little pissed. I don't know.
You saw somebody without a mask. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. When you see somebody without a mask, you want to go. Hey, this week we have St. Patrick's Day coming up too. So, that usually means going out into bars and getting your green beer and whatnot. But
well, now they can.
No, I know, and that's what scares me. It's like
that's
the part that's gonna come back to probably bite us a little bit.
Yeah,
everything up. It's right before spring break. St. Patrick's, if they would have just waited a little longer, at least until after that,
Well, a lot of areas and a lot of schools across the country, I can't even speak, don't have their spring break until next week or the week after. So, it's kind of like spread out.
Right. Over a 3-week span, depending on your school or your region or what have you. Yeah.
And Monday is when the Academy Award nominations come out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This Monday?
The day after tomorrow.
I lost track of that. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what we should have? I used to have Oscar parties.
We can do that. We have a remote
virtual Oscar party.
I've been watching as many of those movies as I can. I even went to the IMAX a couple of days ago to see Nomadland because I couldn't find it anywhere on streaming.
Oh.
It was funny because I was the only person in the theater, so I felt safe.
Wow, that's nice.
You had a private screening without paying for a private screening.
Yes, exactly.
Good deal.
Because you can rent you can rent a whole theater for you and your family or your group.
Well, you know what they'll also let you do? They'll let you take your gaming console. They'll set it up for you. You can sit in the theater and play games on the big screen. They'll let you do that. That's pretty. I wonder what.
I didn't know they had that. Wow.
Yeah.
I
And you
guess
can,
if you're a gamer, that might be worth it. But
or you can have a viewing party. Just take your own DVD of whatever your favorite movie is and give it to them, and they'll play it. And you and your friends can just sit in there and watch the movie. It's like at your living room, except you're on the big screen.
We can watch a marathon of Lost in Space. Just like...
There you go.
The Netflix series, please. not TV show.
so have you started watching it, Victor?
Yes. I've seen about 4 episodes. And I don't know if I sent y'all the text, but I said it was light.
I think you had. Yeah.
But
That's not something.
it's very different.
It is different. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the characters are the same, but they're written a little different. So
yeah, like the husband and wife are actually going through a divorce, which is very interesting. I won't give anything else away, but it's very interesting. The robot is very different, and he's a little more threatening. So add some tension to it. I like that. Yeah. But the TV show, please don't. Let's not get started on that again.
For now, we're gonna leave that and just agree to disagree, even though we know that Mike and I are right, but it's okay.
I need a drink.
All righty. So, let's talk spring break. I know. I mean, we're already kind of talking spring break, but what are your all's memories of spring break? What do y'all associate with it? Is there music? Is there movies? Is there, are there vacation spots that you think about?
Yes.
Yes, Mike, go.
Yes, all of the above. When I started thinking about it, I was trying to stick just to, okay, what does spring break mean to me, or what memories does it conjure up? And, like probably, I don't know, 75, 80% of us, thoughts of going down to the beach. So for me, I mean, even going back a little further as a kid, I remember we used to use spring break to go visit relatives, and a lot of our relatives lived down in the valley. So down in the valley, you got South Padre Island, which meant going to the beach. So that was how that started. But later on, as a young adult, college student, I mean, goes without saying, that's where they all went. So back in those days, it wasn't just about hanging out at the beach all day. It's not safe anymore, or they just don't go anymore. But in the nighttime, it meant crossing the border into Mexico and paying $5 or something really cheap, and going all night with free drinks. I think a $5 flat rate, and you drink all you want in Mexico.
Wow.
That's part of what I remember of spring break. But, aside from the party, because I know not everybody's into the party scene, but that was me back then. I tried to, what songs or what other memories do you have of spring break? And a lot of it was the music. Bands like Van Halen, they just, remind me of, Fun in the Sun. I forget how some of the lyrics go, but Van Halen's a California beach type lifestyle, and I can remember listening to that on the beach a lot, or even the Doors, even though they were a little bit darker, but they got their start on Venice Beach, so they always kind of, equated themselves to some of that. But this is what I was listening to as a college student. I discovered Jim Morrison and the Doors. I was always a huge Van Halen fan since their first album. But actually listening to college radio or alternative radio, back then it was either referred to as college music or alternative. But some of the bands back in the day were like REM and The Cure, and one in particular that I'll tell a little story. I know we have a celebrity encounter coming up later, but this kind of fits that. The Butthole Surfers, Gibby Haynes. A lot of people, once they kind of make it, they kind of like migrate out to Austin and claim Austin as, where they're from. But if you look on Wikipedia, and I knew this already, but if you look at them, the Butthole Surfers were formed at Trinity University. They started out on St. Mary's Street. I wish I would have taken a picture because I remember driving down St. Mary's Street in the early 80s and seeing their little flyers stapled to the telephone poles, Butthole Surfer. I remember that. Probably because of that name, that name just kind of, what?
Sticks with you, yeah.
Who would name their band that, But, later on they achieved success. They got heavy rotation on MTV with the song Pepper and others. Later on, when I started working with the local promoter, we did a lot of shows right there in that area with Trinity University, Sunken Gardens. We did a lot of shows at Sunken Gardens. And this is how big they were back then. This is how big they had gotten at that point. They were the headliners. Stone Temple Pilots was the opening act. Later on, it kind of turned around. Stone Temple Pilots became a bigger draw. But a story that I have about Gibby Haynes and the band, the singer, is that Gibby's parents lived off of St. Mary's Street, literally like a couple of blocks off of St. Mary's Street. He was a really nice guy, so I don't want to make it sound like he was a jerk or anything, because he wasn't. He was a really nice guy, but he was a little perturbed because he's walking around backstage during setup because, and this is not verbatim, but I'll just quote him a little bit. I can't even go see my parents because nobody can tell me what time sound check is. He wanted to go see his parents. He wanted to take the band to go eat Mexican food at Teca Molina on St. Mary's Street, which is not there anymore, but it was a little Mexican joint right there on St. Mary's. And so I piled them all up into my Jeep and took them and dropped them off at Teca Molina so they could go eat Mexican food. And when he finally found out what time they had to be back for sound check, then we were free to go. But he was a little, because nobody could give him, because I don't think they even had that part figured out, what time their sound check was for the show that night. So yeah, those are some of my spring break. That whole St. Mary's, those area, MTV used to do spring break parties, and they had a little block party. I'm not so sure that the block party that MTV, when they came to town, was doing spring break, but Pauly Shore was there and all the VJs of the time. But I just felt I had to kind of talk a little bit more about the Butthole Surfers because we have a connection. They have a connection to this area. But then, you go on, and then there's bands like, did I mention The Cure already? Concrete Blonde. Those are all the college bands I remember listening to back in the day. Those all remind me of spring break and listening to them on the beach. And of course, can't forget the almighty U2. They actually started off in college indie radio. The very first, I remember when they first came to my attention, I'd already seen the video on MTV. It was called I Will Follow, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was like their very first, it's modern success, but I remember a guy telling me all about this band, U2, U2. And this was before they started. But yeah, so, the music of the 80s and 90s bring back to the memories of spring break for me, going to South Padre Island and then at night crossing the border into Mexico and getting plastered on $5 or something. It reminds me of going to P-Town. It didn't cost much back in the day. And then bands like Van Halen's a beach, California type. So that's those are my memories of spring break, or loosely. I know I kind of stretched some of it a little bit, but it kind of all fits in that same box.
It sure does.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. This was mostly when you were in college, like in the 80s, right?
In the 80s, well, yeah, I was.
90s.
I went through.
I remember that band.
Yeah, it was like a 10-year stretch in college for me because I think there was a term, professional college student. Because I would study a couple of years in art, then I decided I wanted to photography, so I just kept going back to school and I studied that for a little bit. And I decided after photography I wanted to do, film and just kind of evolve from there. I would take breaks in between, but it was probably over a 10-year span that I was going there back and forth to school and
trying to decide what you want to do.
Yeah, trying to eventually settled in on I started at television production. Got one of my night professors was actually the station manager. So kind of that route for a little bit, then freelance, and then got into film and later. But yeah, so when you say 80s or 90s, I was in school for a while.
Yeah.
Or back in and out of school for a while because still trying to figure out what I want to do, or where I want to go, what I want to study. I wanted to learn it all back then. I studied.
It isn't. I mean, I find that that's true with me too. Also, it's like I wish I could go back to school, learn some more, start school over. Forget everything else. It's like I just
the world's oldest intern. Yeah. break the record. College student. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to go back to learn, go back. You might be the oldest one in the class, but that's okay. Not mine. In my case, I'm more likely I will be.
The old man of the class. The life experience that you just provide, that alone should get you into class.
Yeah, those are my college days and my spring break memories. More in the late 80s, even early 80s, not even that late 80s. Mid to late 80s, all through the 90s, and then those are my spring break memories. Yeah. Well,
I'm glad you brought up, the alternative to beach going and partying, because that would be me. I didn't do the party scene. I was I don't know, I guess a nerd. I liked making art, doing stuff around the house, and writing, and I just never got into that scene. But for spring break, it was. No, actually, I really didn't do anything like that for spring break either. My spring breaks, since I can remember, because you mentioned like visiting family, that was what my spring break was all about. It was like spending time with family, because rest of the year you're in school and can't wait to get out of it, and just spend some time at home. So that was mine. I remember just like driving around. My dad would drive us around, or my mom would drive us down to Laredo to visit family down there. But yeah, that's how I spent mine, was just going back and forth from here to Laredo. Sometimes we would go down deeper into Mexico and visit more distant relatives that live down there. But that's what I associate spring break with, is like traveling and learning more about your family, learning more about the world. And, it just gave me a different perspective on life at the time. And, that's something we definitely need right now, because we've been holed up, for a year and not being able to get out. So yeah, right now I'm like, I've been really antsy lately, just wanting to just take a drive somewhere, which is what I'm thinking about doing this week. Maybe we'll see. Driving somewhere, not staying anywhere in particular, not going on some distant destination, not going to Vegas or anything like that. It's just, staying close by and
just drive till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've told you that.
I'm with you, Belinda, because I was getting real antsy climbing the walls, being home so much. I mean, that was part of my therapy was late night. You know, when things were in real hard lockdown, I was just going for late night drives, not going anywhere, not going to see anybody, but just getting out of the house. And I figured that late at night, there's not that many people around. So I was just an hour or two drive around the city, not just wasting gas, but it was about, you know, clearing my head and getting out of the house.
I just take a scenic drive out to, you know, Austin and back, or to Marble Falls and back, or, you know, just make a, you know, a quick getaway. And I think
I told you about the time that I drove to New Braunfels to buy barbecue.
Just to buy barbecue?
To buy barbecue, because I just needed to get out of the house.
I think a lot of people do that though, because there's some well-known barbecue places out there.
And there was another time when it was at midnight. I wanted to know where Government Canyon was. At 12 at night, I'm over there driving out in the hill country looking for Government Canyon.
Oh my God.
Because I needed to get out of the house.
Yeah.
I just needed to get out. So
and I haven't done that. I'm the only, you know, the farthest I go is to like HEB, and I spend some time in there, try to stay away from people, but you know, still I haven't been out. I need to get, I want to get out.
You got about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, let me just finish up my my thing. I think we can finish up and then we'll take a break. So yeah, my just got the notification. So my spring break, was traveling and driving around town with my family, singing in the car. Back in the 70s, I'm giving my age away. Back in the 70s, with my brothers and my parents. My dad got this what was it? I think it was a LeBaron. I don't remember. Anyway, it had an 8-track tape. It was this really nice car with it was all up to date. Everything was electronic, whatever. And so we would listen to 8-track tapes, and we had those songs like memorized back and forth. Like we knew all the songs. We knew every song that was on our best of Johnny Cash 8-track tape and Jim Croce. And so that's what we did. We just went around singing, you know, Boy Named Sue and Daddy Sang Bass and, you know, Bad Leroy Brown. So that's most of my memory. After that, it was going to Mexico with my mom. Like I said, we would travel down deeper into Mexico and I would have tapes and listen to Mexican music. So certain songs will always kind of like give me, you know, that memory of like, oh, that was spring break when we used to go to some.
I already wore my tux, you know, so I can't do the Oscars thing.
You wore your tux?
Can't you tell?
Yes, I can see you're wearing your
tuxedo.
Your tails there.
Belinda, you didn't listen to your producers.
I know. I was terrible. I should have stopped. I was almost done. Sorry, Jose. Sorry, Victor.
I'm already getting it ready for the next one.
40 minutes. So
40 minutes?
Anyway, yeah, sorry, my time ran out right in the middle of that sentence. So I was saying that's how we spent our time. So anytime that I hear certain songs, you know, it makes me remember, you know, it's like, oh, that was the time we went to so-and-so, and that was when we visited so-and-so. And it was just pretty much that. Like I said, I spend time at home and you know, drew and wrote, and I don't know. That was it. That was my my spring break memory. I did have a list when I thought we were going to do just music, but I'm not going to go through my list.
Oh, come on.
You really want me to read all of this?
Maybe not all of it, just the top.
Oh, okay. Well, the top of my list there was like just songs that remind me of spring break in general, like for everyone, not just me, because my songs are going to be specific to me, but would be beach music like the Beach Boys or the Hondells or Jan and Dean. My brothers and I were like really into Jan and Dean.
Who's Jan and Dean? Really? What are their names?
Jan and Dean.
But what's their last name so I can look that up?
Look up Jan and Dean. They have like Dead Man's Curve, Little Old Lady from Pasadena, Surf City,
Oh, okay.
Sidewalk Surfer. Like they're known for they were like they were around the same time as the Beach Boys, but
The same sound, yeah.
yeah, but we knew more of the Jan and Dean. I don't know why, but we knew more of the Jan and Dean songs than we did the Beach Boys. And
Are you at a loss, Jose? You know who they are?
I don't think so.
you know what? I don't remember their last names. I could look it up.
I've heard of them, and I'm sure if I heard the music, I would make the connection right away.
Yeah, maybe I've heard their music, but
I've
I'm
heard
not
of
familiar with the
them.
name.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
One is Barry and one is Torrance.
Torrance, yes, Dean Torrance. And what was the other one?
Barry.
Barry.
Jan
Okay,
Dean.
okay. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
Well, unfortunately, one has passed away.
One of them had like a really bad accident, like a automotive accident. I don't remember if he was on a motorcycle or in a car. I think it was a car. And so he was like incapacitated and in the hospital for a long time. But I think it was Jan. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was Jan.
Jan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think they made some sort of a comeback after that. But yeah, not a lot of people know them by names. They know the music, they know the songs, but they don't know who sings it. Yeah, Jan and Dean. Anyway, that was my
sang
list.
that song, where can my baby be? That wasn't them, right? It was one of those groups from that.
No.
Because
Pearl Jam did a cover of that.
Baby,
That's true, they did.
yeah.
Stop. I hate that song.
Not as bad as Victor Hates Lost in Space, I'm sure. We're just not gonna let that go, are we?
No.
Sorry.
I would sing the theme song to Lost in Space, but I don't know it.
We're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut it
We're
out.
lost in space. We're lost in space.
Yeah, that was one. That was one because they had two.
Lost in space.
They had two theme songs. No, it was not that.
Can you find me? I'm lost in space.
We're lost in space.
We're
We're a
lost in
terrible
space.
show. We don't get any ratings. Victor doesn't like us.
Terrible. All right. Well, somebody else tell us about your spring break memories.
I'll go. So as a kid growing up, my parents never went anywhere. They're very frugal. Their idea of a vacation was to get in the car and go for a drive. Maybe that's why I do that now, because I got that from my parents. They said, yeah, it's a weekend. Let's go get in the car. Let's just go for a drive. We drive out to the country, which back then was like anything outside 410 was considered the country.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the country back then.
It was. Yep.
Yeah, it was. That's so then that was our idea of a trip or a vacation. So we never went to the beach. We never did anything. And then when I got into college, I didn't travel much. I didn't have any money. I had a couple of friends. I think one time we went to the beach. I didn't know if it was for spring break. Me and some friends went down to the beach and hung out for a day. And then I went to Nuevo Laredo with my girlfriend one year. She did some shopping, and I think her mom was with us. And I don't have a lot of travel stories, especially from when I was younger. So when I think of spring break, I think of the things I saw on TV and the things I was exposed to in movies, which of course was beach related, younger crowds partying and drinking and just that kind of stuff.
Was it beach blanket bingo?
Well, not quite that old, but almost. I remember the movies on TV, but for me, it was the music that stuck with me. So I made a list of a couple of songs that I think are the kind of songs you would hear at a beach party, especially if there's a lot of people. And now that things are getting a little bit better with regard to COVID, and maybe hopefully by next spring break, things will be sort of back to normal. To me, I wrote down a couple of songs. Some of these are dusty. They haven't heard these in a while, but they're not as old as Jan and Dean. But for instance, Wooly Bully by Sam, the Sham, and the Pharaohs. That one always gets a crowd going. Shout by Otis Day and the Knights, of course. That was from Animal House. That's a big party movie. It may not have been necessarily spring break, but it's party time, you know. What I Like About You by the Romantics. I don't know if anybody remembers any of these, but
I
do
remember them. Their show at Sun Gardens, I was there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that was every time that song comes on, everybody, yeah.
I've seen them live, yeah. Back in
And
their heyday.
And these are songs that people also sing along with, you know. So, you know, that it gets the crowd going because everybody can sing along, you know.
It's a good party song.
And the other one I put was One Bourbon, One Scotch, and One Beer, which is definitely a drinking song by George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the Delaware Destroyers. And that's a cool song because he's got a little story that leads up to it, you know, and then there's the song. But it's a good party song. So yeah, is that 4? That's my 4. I came up with those because I think if you play any of those songs at a party, it's going to get a good response.
You'll get a reaction out of the crowd.
Yes, definitely. Especially if you're out there on the beach and it's a sunny day and you got to play it on the radio, or even better if there's a live band playing those songs. Oh, definitely. That's pretty much it for me because, like I said, I don't have a lot of experiences myself. I just think of the music and the scene. Again, my exposure comes from TV and movies. Can't say I've been a lot of parties on the beach myself, so that's why I did it that way.
So then those songs, like, just like they weren't songs that you listened to?
Oh yeah, I listened to them.
I mean, during spring break, they were just
songs that I associate with spring break because if you see a movie or a TV show where there's an outdoor party going on, you know, a spring break related party, that's the kind of music you're going to hear.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. Good songs too.
I don't think you can go wrong with those songs.
I mean, a lot of people equate spring break to the beach, but in this region, this area of the country, a lot of folks make their way to the lake or camp along the river, down River Road. That's a lot of spring break destinations for people around here.
Oh yeah, Lake Travis. Oh yeah, definitely.
Travis, Canyon Lake, Guadalupe River State Park. Those are all
True.
places that, you know, people would migrate to when they get some time off, especially around spring break. I can remember doing that a few years. Oh, we're not going to the beach this year. We don't, you know, for whatever reason, didn't have time or resources. But
if any of our younger viewers aren't familiar with those songs, I strongly recommend you check them out on YouTube or somewhere because they're fun. They're fun songs.
I agree.
All right.
Who's next? Jose and Susan are left.
and
I'll fight it out.
All right, Susan, rock, paper, scissors. Here we go. You win.
Rock, paper, cat.
I win.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, I'll go ahead and go. I guess I got a couple of things that I think of when I think of spring break. So when I was a kid, we always used to go to church, and I had to do the rosary all week. No, I'm just kidding. That's not.
I was gonna say what?
I use that time to catch up on my community service hours.
There you go.
You said spring break, not Easter or Christmas or.
Yeah, I don't know about my community service from this morning. So, yeah.
No, but I probably had to do rosaries after I came back from some spring breaks. So I had to, like,
Ooh.
Confession.
yeah, like,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
the priest would be like, cancel my next appointments. It's
Cancel. Yeah, I'm gonna be busy here for a couple
been
hours.
about an hour.
You are forgiven, son. Go and do your penance.
There you go. I'm glad I went first because I would have brought the room down. So go for it. Okay.
All right. So, okay. So when I was a kid, we used to go to the Corpus a lot. We had a cousin that lived down there, and I was a kid. She was a little bit older than us, but I do remember listening to a lot of music from that, like 70s and 80s, especially Fleetwood Mac. I don't know why, but when I think of Fleetwood Mac, it makes me think of the beach because she would take us to the beach and we would drive around. And I just remember that music being on the radio a lot, you know, Dreams and a lot of these songs that Fleetwood Mac, I mean, because that was their era, you know, that was their peak around that time period. Music like James Taylor and Elton John, Linda Ronstadt, the Eagles, all that stuff was on like pop radio at the time. And so I think about that whenever I think of spring break. I think of going down to visit my cousin and going out to the beach and listening to that type of music. And even now, like, I don't know if you guys remember that guy that was on TikTok, real popular, the guy on the skateboard drinking the cranberry juice. Did y'all see that? He was like, he was listening to that Fleetwood Mac song and it's like real laid back and relaxing. And so it sort of makes me think of that too, like going to the beach and just, you know, it has that relaxing feel to it. And then later when I went to college was around the time of the 90s. And that's when the grunge era was like hitting really big. So when I think of, I don't know, I like associating like Seattle grunge, you know, Seattle out there and where it's cold and rainy to like the beach is kind of far off. But it does remind me of that because I remember that was what was in at the time. So we would go to the beach and you'd put on the radio. They had a rock station down in Corpus, and we go to Port Aransas, which is like the poor man's South Padre Island. You know, that's where everybody that couldn't go to South Padre would go to Port Aransas.
Yep.
And I'm driving in my 72 Buick Skylark, and you know, we'd be listening to Nirvana and, you know, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, all these bands that were coming out at the time. So sometimes when I listen to those songs, it takes me back to that time period of going out to the beach. And I know grunge, like I said, doesn't really go that much with beach music, but to me, that's what it sort of reminds me of. Sort of makes you think of that time period. And going down to visit, I had a buddy that lived in Corpus, so we would all go down there. And one time there were like about 40 of us all inside one apartment. It was like because he had an apartment, we didn't have to pay for a hotel room, and you know, hotel rooms would book up real quick down there. So we were like 40 of us, and I was sleeping under the dining room table. There was somebody like sleeping in the tub, and you know, we were all in there and just partying, and it was just really good times with friends that, you know, at that time they're friends, and you know, we're not friends anymore I'm not friends with some of those people anymore, but you kind of remember that time period and doing just like crazy things like that, just you know, being with a lot of people and, you know, drinking and having a good time. But yeah, that music, that's the music that sticks with me when I think of spring break.
Interesting.
Cool. Sound like you had a lot of fun.
It's funny what you connect to. I mean, you bringing up these bands that, you know, that whole era of those bands of Pearl Jam, the grunge scene, Nirvana. When I start thinking of that music around that time, even though, like you said, grunge isn't quite, it's a little bit of a stretch from Seattle to the beaches, but it does remind me of that era. It does remind me of my college days too. And even more than that, it reminds me of people I hung around with. Like you said, you know, you have lifelong friends. I have a friend that I went to grade school with. He lives up in Round Rock. I still talk to him, you know, pretty regularly. You stay friends, you know, throughout your entire life, no matter what stage, wherever you're at. And then there are those that come and go, different chapters of your life. But when you start mentioning all that, it starts. Oh, I wonder whatever happened to this guy. You know, I'm gonna look him up on Facebook when we get off.
Exactly.
You start remembering people and places, and to me, what triggers the memory is the music.
Mhm.
I can remember that era sneakers and places like that. But you go back to St. Mary Street. That was our stomping grounds in college. I mean, that's where everybody went in college age kids, not just the community college SAC or wherever, but Trinity people were down there. Everybody, they all congregate. Now, there's different places in the city that people go. It's not just one spot. But back then, everybody kind of went to one area. Now you can go to the Pearl. You can go to Short Broadway. It's kind of hopping now. There's South. There's different areas. It just brings back certain memories of certain people. And when you said, friends anymore, it's like, well, whatever happened to that guy? Or what?
Right.
Started looking up some of these people.
And I was just thinking of that too. A couple of days ago, I was talking with Melinda about that because I went down there to visit my buddy, and we were barbecuing, and we couldn't get the grill to light, and I kept putting more and more lighter fluid in it, and we kept throwing matches in there, and nothing would happen, and so we kept putting more lighter fluid in it, and so I threw one match in there, and this thing is like freaking like towering inferno. Well.
You still have your eyebrows?
No, man. I lost all the hair on my right arm. I didn't burn my arm, but all the hair just I just wiped my hand over my arm, and all the hair just sort of was all toasted. Well, now the reason I brought that up was because Melinda was asking me why I had so much more hair on one arm than the other, and I was telling her I think it's because of that time I went down during spring break. And I burned all the hairs off of my arm.
Oh my God.
So one arm has more hair than the other. It's like all like Chewbacca on one side.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we know not to invite Jose to grill any outdoor barbecue.
Not allowed near the barbecue pit. Sorry.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Ay. Well, Susan, I guess you're next. You're up.
I'm up.
Up.
It's going to be very short. 'Cause, I don't remember anything but being at home. My parents were working at the time. So nobody was off. We did in the summer. We had vacation. So just stayed at home. Probably watched TV. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure probably saw MTV, whatever, on the beach. Wondering how those people got there. Sad. No, but
Your brother didn't take you anywhere? Your brother is always like the one that takes you to movies and whatnot.
we did not get along.
Oh.
And plus, he was older than me, so he was already out. Yeah,
Oh.
he went on the spring break with his friends, but
Oh, I see.
they're not gonna want a sister tagging along. Okay.
Gotcha.
I guess the only thing I could say I remember doing one time is when I was working at a bank, I made friends, and one of them was still in school, and she had her spring break which would be St. Patrick's Day, the way it should be. We can party. So she decided we all should go out, a bunch of girls. So we had like 2 vans, taxi vans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, and we went to the one place that I knew of. I think it's still there.
What's it called?
O'Brien's.
Oh,
Yeah.
O'Brien's.
Right, O'Brien.
That'll Brian.
Yeah. So St. Patrick's Day. So that was my first experience really going out, seeing the crowd, being in the crowd, the drunken crowd, because then there was a fight that came part of it. There was glass throwing, breaking,
Fun.
had to leave. Yep, fun. We went somewhere else. I don't remember what it was called, but I don't think it's there anymore. Fun. I'm not. I think I'm gonna say I may have gone to Vegas, and it's not because I don't remember because I was drinking.
I was
I'm
gonna
not a big
say.
drinker, okay,
It's all a
it
blur.
had to be spring break because it was with a bunch of teachers, you know.
All you remember is you woke up as a bunch of poker chips. Where'd that come from?
And
She had a tattoo on her face.
I was just gonna say better than a tattoo. Yeah.
that would have been Cancun, but that wasn't spring break. I got a piercing that time.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Wow, Susan.
It's always
Yeah.
the quiet ones.
Vegas. Yeah, I know it had to have been spring break. And the weird part is I was thinking these teachers I just met because that was my first year.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
First full year, you know. You could say that. And they asked me to go and I guess said yes. And it was an experience. I'm not a big drinker, so they had told me one time after they got mad at me for sending a drink back, they told me, "Oh, get the drink, give it to me." Oh, sorry.
Don't waste your alcohol.
I know.
That's my
You know,
philosophy with free samples.
I didn't know the protocol. My first time there. Okay, the gambling. In fact, I remember they had to teach me how to do poker, you know. And while we were waiting for everybody else, me and this other girl were at a poker table, and apparently I had a very, very, very good hand, but I did not know.
Oh, no.
So I should have bet more down. She told me. A very good hand. Just think, I guess, very good. You know?
Ace is
And
high.
it was one.
Ace is high.
I know there was an ace in there, though, but I couldn't.
Like a royal flush?
I couldn't remember. It was a good one. Trust me. For
Oh,
being
wow.
my first gamble and my first chance, I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're like, is 4 A's a good thing? You're like, ooh,
Oh
everybody
my
folded.
God.
Like, no.
Right, that would have been a good one. The same colors. That's right. Yeah, so I messed up on that one. So I should put more down there, and could have probably doubled money on the first day we were there.
You're tired right now.
So I don't know. Music wise, I have to say music almost like Jose, the grunge. I remember grunge music during that time. You know, Nirvana, you know, Pearl Jam was my thing. So there were other ones, but those were the ones I heard the most. I can't say more. I mean, it wasn't exciting. to
Sounds
extent.
exciting to me. I've never had a night like that in Vegas. So.
You can get a piercing.
That was Cancun. That wasn't.
Piercing.
Wow.
And it was in a club too. I remember they were just doing it in the club.
Oh my God.
Wherever you wanted it to.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
It'll hurt. We'll pour alcohol on it. We'll pour bourbon on it.
What do they do with a hammer and a nail? They just
A stapler.
Stapler.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. But never been.
You had a crazy night there.
I guess so. Yeah. Watching other people act crazy.
That's the fun part. Like that's what they really wanted you there for, was you're going to be designated driver, and then you get to have all the fun of watching everybody else act like idiots.
Thank you.
Susan's like, oh, no, I didn't do much. Oh, I went to Vegas. I went to Cancun. We're talking about going to very sweet.
I went to Puerto
Oh,
Rico.
Even on the edge in
My family.
Cancun. Getting
Yeah, but
piercings
that
in the
wasn't-
I
bathroom.
stayed at home. I drew.
Sleepy Hollow.
I wrote in my diary.
Funny.
Living on the edge. Getting piercings in Mexico, in a Mexican bathroom in a club.
Actually, I did go to Mexico on spring break one time too.
Oh, wow.
Ah, you're holding out on us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You
She's
were
all-
talking
she's
about
all-
visiting your family. I
She's all
remember.
downplaying it. She had the best experience in all of us.
It was supposed to be a whole bunch of us, and it just ended being me, another girl, and another guy. And we ended up he drove, and we just went through places, and I didn't even know that there was this entrance to Mexico with no one around. Since I've been there.
What?
There's
There's an entrance to Mexico with no one around. Was that near the wall or?
The tunnel.
It's an underground tunnel.
Yeah, did you
And
find
what-
a cartel tunnel somewhere?
Who knows? I don't know what
A secret door in the club, and you just next.
Man. Damn,
knew
Susan,
that
you get
capo,
around.
the
I always have to pay my way in and out.
Learning more and more about Susan as we go.
This is before, none of us had cell phones either. We were in the boonies, so I don't know.
They told me to hide in this hole in the truck, and
Wow.
Actually, we went to, what was it? The beach, and then we just kept driving to go see a movie across the border.
wow.
Wow.
Dang.
We were gonna, and then there was a club, but we saw someone laying on the floor, another one in the middle of the street. So we didn't stop at the club. We just went to a movie.
They didn't just ask you to help them stand up like Victor's elderly gentleman earlier.
I think they got hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God. Terrible.
One night with Susan. Wow.
Okay, I don't believe Susan anymore when she says, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm boring. I don't do anything.
Anything.
Yeah, I don't believe that anymore.
Mild mannered school teacher by day, wild party animal by night. All coming out now, Susan.
Okay, well, pretty good stories there.
Wait. Are you done, Susan? Because it sounds like you there's more to
You might have another story. She'll go on with like a whole adventure.
I don't have any more.
more stuff.
It's all coming back to her now. Like, oh,
Mhm. I repressed it, and then it popped up.
That's what it was.
I was on a mechanical bull. And...
Right. No, didn't try that one.
A real bull in Mexico.
A real one. And I got a blue ribbon here. Okay, we're gonna have to take a break because my timer just popped up. So why don't we take a few seconds and then or minutes or whatever we need, whatever y'all need at home, and intermission time. We'll leave and come right back.
Well, I think we just found out why Susan is anonymous.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. It'd be dangerous if
Should
anybody
I say
where she was.
notorious?
Who she was.
He's still wanted in Mexico. They're
Yeah.
Have you seen this woman? Or
Yeah.
You go to the Mexican post office and there's a
you got a sketch? Her face.
All righty. Well, I guess that's gonna lead us into Unless anybody has some other spring break tale to tell.
I can't follow that.
No, I think that's it. Okay. So we're gonna move on into close encounters of the celebrity kind. I almost forgot what we were doing. And I guess that would be me this time around. I have a sort of semi close encounter. It was an encounter that I was kind of oblivious to.
Oh, were you with Susan?
No. No. I actually my close encounter was running into Nicolas Cage in New Orleans. It might have happened during spring break. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We'll say it did.
Might have been spring break. It might have been like summer, but I don't quite remember which one of the two it was. Anyway, I took a trip with a very good friend of mine, and her daughter, and two former students. I think they were just out of high school, or they were getting ready to graduate. They were like 18 or 19. They had to have been 18 because they were okay to come with us. We didn't have to get like parental permission or anything. Anyway, we decided to go to New Orleans. My friend had never been there. I'd been there several times before, and so I was going to kind of be their guide, and tour them around so they could see the city. And we went to, we took like a riverboat trip on a swamp. We petted some gators. We went to an old plantation and got some history behind that. And we took a trolley, and went around the city. And we ended up, I want to say it was early morning. It was like a weekend, early morning, and we were walking. This was like downtown. We're walking downtown, going close to where the, oh my gosh, and this happens to me. These stupid brain farts have been happening to me way too often. Where they have the beignets, Café du Monde. We were walking towards Café du Monde. And it was like one of the little side streets. And if I can remember correctly, we were kind of hungry and we were looking around for like just some place to go and have a bite to eat. And there's a little, there's little restaurants, but they're some of them are very closed. Like there's not a lot of windows, or you can't really tell like if it's a restaurant. You have to kind of like look at the signage and stuff. And so that's what we were looking for. So the five of us are walking down the street, and this guy walks out of a restaurant, and it's just like this little hole in the wall. It's got a door, not a lot of signage or anything. So I'm looking at like, okay, let's see what they have here. So I'm looking for the signage and like the menus, posted or whatever, so that we can decide if we want to go there. And the guy walks like past me this way, and with his little boy. And I continue walking, like to look in the window and see if the menu's up there. And my friends are like, they're all like standing behind me, like I left them behind. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, I think there's a restaurant here. And they're all like, and I'm like, what is going on? I go over there. Did you see him? That was Nicolas Cage. I was like, what? What? Like, yeah, that was him. I think that was his little boy. He was living in New Orleans at the time. And the little boy was like Asian. I think he was married to an Asian woman for a while. And that apparently that was him. And he just kept on walking. I'm like, what? I ran into Nicolas Cage and I didn't even notice it was him. I was like, can I run after me? Will it look bad if I run after him? It's like, no, I better not. He's got his little boy with him. I don't want to scare them. But I was like completely, totally oblivious. I was like, how they noticed him, I don't know, because we were like kind of, the sidewalks are small. We were kind of like grouped together looking for, a place to eat. And so apparently I was more interested in finding a menu than
I thought you were gonna say he was gonna use a celebrity card to get in the restaurant. You told him to get back in line. Hey, we were here first. Get back in line, sir.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
It was a big womp womp. It was like he passed right next to me. I mean like shoulder to shoulder almost, well, he's taller than me obviously, but like we almost brushed shoulders, and I didn't even know it was him. It was like that would happen to me. So that was my run-in with Nick Cage. Nola.
Cool.
It was interesting, but I just wish I would have been able to like see him.
You didn't recognize him.
I didn't recognize him. I think he was wearing glasses or something, and just the fact that he had a little boy and they were like walking out, and I was closer up to the door than my friends were. They were a little bit behind me, and so I guess they got to see him, like really recognize who he was, and I didn't. So like, okay, someday, Nick, we'll run into each other again.
Paths will cross again.
Other times they'll wear glasses or hats, try to change their appearance a little bit.
Well, he really wasn't like he wasn't like in a disguise or anything. He just had glasses on, like the little mirrored glasses, sunglasses. So I just didn't, I wasn't like, ooh, who's this guy with a little boy, little Asian boy? No, I wasn't thinking that. So anyways, that was my story.
Right.
I like that story.
Yeah.
Womp womp, but that was okay. Yeah. But I'm sure we'll have others. Hey, you folks at home, you all need to I know that some of you must have met somebody famous, some celebrity of some sort or another. Give us your stories. Send us your stories. We want to hear yours.
I know they're out there.
Yeah, they're out there.
When
Otherwise, Mike is going to take over.
And if it happened during spring break, even better, but not necessarily. Any celebrity encounter.
It's an insurance company. I had worked with a lady who claimed she met Muhammad Ali at an airport. That's pretty cool.
Mm.
Walk through and take a picture with stuff. That he's really nice, of course. But that was pretty awesome. So yeah, I know their stories are out there. We want to hear from y'all.
Definitely.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's move on to this is the sad to follow my sad story, the sad portion of the podcast. Not that we want to bring you all down, but we do want to remember, people who have gone before us and are no longer with us, and people that we need to remember, pay tribute to. So I think today, Susan, you were going to do the In Memoriam. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Take it.
Truthfully, I didn't find a lot, which is probably a good thing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Unless I miss people, I apologize. But I loved and loved and loved. Okay, I'm gonna leave the famous one for last. Of course, they're all famous, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
one was more famous here. First of all, I know I've heard of these people, but I don't remember the music. Prince Marky D from the Fat Boys died.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right the day before his birthday. That's pretty sad.
Oh.
So he would have been in his 50s. So, of course, they still don't know what of, you know. And Jose gave me this one. I didn't know right away. Well, his real name was Neville Livingston, but he went by Bunny Whaler. Did I say right? So he was actually the last surviving member of the Whalers. The one that had Bob Marley in it. He was one of the founders of the group. And I'm kind of confused when they said he passed away. It was both because of pneumonia and heart complications. So he was in his 80s.
Oh, wow.
This one is an Englishman, so no one probably knows him. Unless you watch The Crown, you know, or Doctor Who. Ronald Pickup, you know, died of unknown causes as well. And of course, the one I'm going to mention, and I hope I don't mess up his name. Well, his real name is Ricardo Gonzalez, okay? But he went by Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
There's no E. If they put an E, I could do it. He was famous as being a Mexican clown with his own show. And it was named after him, the show. But I did not, the weird part or the fascinating part to me was he was a dentist before this.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Me either. Well, I didn't, not much sure. Yeah, dentist, you know, you think dentist, okay. So, and I think about now, you know, dentists make a lot of money. Should have been a dentist. Anyway.
Well, he was quite the entertainer in Mexico, you know.
Yeah, and he knew quite a few American people too. They knew him. I know I saw a photo of him with Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
He also helped Salma Hayek get started.
Wow!
I didn't know. Yeah, apparently he was in the. They did a theater, a Latin theater version of Aladdin.
Oh.
So I don't know. I didn't, which is weird because I didn't see anything from her, but I didn't see, you know, I haven't been looking at my social media. And I follow her, but those are the ones I found, basically.
That's very interesting. So it's interesting to see the famous people, what they did before they became famous. Like quite a few were teachers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know Zeppelin was a dentist. I know he started out in Monterey, but then he went on to, you know, become a celebrity all throughout Mexico when they took him to Mexico City and started his.
Yeah, his show was kind of like a variety, family-oriented, you know, kind of geared toward children, but I mean, it was really family-oriented. Everybody watched it. I never really watched this show, but I do remember him being on.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
I used to watch it.
Lasted maybe an hour or two. It was like, it was on for quite some time, and his personage was, you know, this clown. I think he kept up with that for quite a while. So I don't think I ever saw him without the makeup.
He was
Yeah,
like Kiss, right? Like Kiss, they never,
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
they never came out without the makeup.
mhm.
Wow. Well, we are sorry that they are gone, but we will toast to you and Godspeed to wherever you're going, and we shall remember you.
So he left the life of dentistry to become a clown.
I love
Probably
it.
had way more success
Yeah.
in life.
Mhm.
Doc Holliday was a dentist too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he became a gun-slinging gambler. Never know.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some happier news. Let's talk birthdays.
Okay, so I got the birthdays. There's quite a bit, but they're pretty well known, all of them. So I'm just going to read off the list. So these are all marchers. I don't know what horoscope sign they are, but
Pisces, I believe.
I got Justin Bieber, John Bon Jovi,
Ooh.
Rebel Wilson, Jessica Biel, Shaquille O'Neal, Carrie Underwood, Chuck Norris, James Taylor, Eva Longoria, Queen Latifah, Bruce Willis, Reese Witherspoon, Peyton Manning, Elton John, Sarah Jessica Parker, Keira Knightley, Mariah Carey, Fergie, Quentin Tarantino, Lady Gaga, Reba McEntire, Vince Vaughn, and Celine Dion.
Wow.
Wow. Happy birthday.
Birthday.
We got some Texans in there too. Very
And
nice.
marchers.
Marchers. Yeah, they're Pisces if they're early March. So
Okay.
yeah. So you're right, Mike.
Very impressive.
Good. All right. Well, anything else that we need to talk about before we leave? Because I think that pretty much covers our
Just
Our
shout out.
shout outs. Okay.
I'll give a shout out to Gilbert, who's been active, and Gilbert, we need you on the show. Come on, Gilbert. And also some input from Laura and Nadia. Hey, y'all want to be on the show? Let us know. Just because y'all are friends of the show, and if y'all want to participate, why not? We're always looking for people to join us and give us your opinions about the things we talk about. But anybody else, don't be shy. Give us feedback either through the Facebook page or the YouTube channel. Just let us know what you think. Give us some ideas. We've already last time we did a show based on one of Gilbert's ideas. So we'd like to hear from you guys. Please, please, please.
Definitely. And we did reach 200 followers on our Facebook page. But we do want to encourage you all to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe there. It'll bring us, it'll just give us a lot more ways to communicate and give us more to be able to do if we get your subscriptions on there. We are free. You don't have to pay.
Cool.
Anyway, our 200th follower is going to be getting some stickers. We just received some merchandise, so we can now start handing out some merch to our fans. And so that 200th follower was Ana Alicia. And we do want to congratulate Ana Alicia. Thank you.
Yay.
200 follower. I think we're up to 202 or 203 now. And we want to see those numbers grow. So share, like, and subscribe. you'll see our little runner down at the bottom if you need that information. You can email us your stories or suggestions, or stories for the Close Encounters of the Celebrity Kind, to the podsquad5@gmail.com. Let me make sure I get that right, because I always say it one way and then I have to correct it down below because I say it wrong. And I'm not going to be able to find it right now. Anyway, I'll have it down there. Just look. But yeah, so you can find us Facebook and YouTube. We're also on Instagram and Twitter if you want to keep up with us there. But please subscribe to YouTube. I don't know. Should I show them what we got, guys?
Yeah.
Should I?
Absolutely.
Let me grab.
Yeah, because it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, let me grab a bag. Hold on a second.
While she's grabbing that, I was gonna say happy birthday to my daughter Melissa. She had a birthday a couple of days ago.
Awesome. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Awesome. Happy birthday.
She's a marcher as well.
March.
And another friend of the show, Gabby, who we hope to have on soon, just got engaged. So congratulations, Gabby.
Congratulations, Gabby.
Awesome. Good for her.
All right, I'm back. Let me hold on a second here. So anyway, we got Pod Squad stickers. These are vinyl stickers. Can go on your car or on your water bottles. How fancy would that look? Ooh, or
On your koozie?
There you go. Yeah, wherever you want. So these are small stickers. We also have some bigger. Ooh, look at that.
Nice.
The bigger, nicer hologram stickers. Holographic.
Mhm.
Holographic stickers, these are really nice. And then so Ana Alicia is going to be getting one of each of these.
Go, Anna.
Yeah.
Wear them proudly.
And then we do have buttons. These can go like on your caps or your jackets. They have a little rubber stopper on there. It's got our Pod Squad logo.
Very cool.
There we go. Sort of, kind of. And then last but not least, we do have keychains. And as you can tell, they are transparent, so you can see through the lettering. But if you would like, we can even maybe customize a color for you. I don't know. Well, we'll see how that works out. But that's that. We just got these, and we're excited. So.
And we're working on shirts and other things. So.
Yeah. So if you want to share in our, be a part of the Pod Squad,
Spread the word.
All right. Anyway, I think that wraps it up. We just want to continue to let everybody know, to be safe, to mask up, continue masking up. Don't give up just because there's if numbers start coming down, or if vaccines are getting handed out, or even if you've contracted COVID, we got to still keep wearing our survival gear and, wear it across your nose and your mouth like we're supposed to. Have to do that. Otherwise, Susan's going to get all mad because we're not sharing enough information.
You don't want to make someone mad.
Yes, we want everybody to be safe. Enjoy your spring break or whatever's left of it. For some of you, maybe you're just starting it now. Enjoy it, but be safe, and enjoy St. Patrick's Day. I've got my St. Patrick's Day bandana here.
There you go.
Wearing that.
I have no green at the moment, but soon.
Maybe I should wear it like a, old-fashioned kerchief. Look a little more Irish. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's it. You guys have anything y'all want to add, or y'all want to say goodbye? We already had a birthday, so
Now
Yeah.
it's time to say goodbye to all our company.
We're lost in space.
oh my god.
We're lost in space.
Well, like Victor was saying, look up those songs, you younger generation. And while you're at it, look up Lost in Space.
Look up Lost in Space. Yes, we're gonna keep going with that. All right.
It's gonna be the running joke.
The Netflix version.
Just beating it up, killing it.
Okay, well, take care, and everybody stay safe and healthy, and we shall see you again soon.
Alrighty.
Bye, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Happy spring break.
Happy
Bye.
spring break.
Happy St. Patty's Day. Have some green beer.
There you go.